when we talk of GST and budget 2023-24, there are certain legislative changes, importantly 9 legislative changes that the budget brings in the year 2023-24. Let's look at them in detail. First and foremost, one important aspect of the budget announcements is that first change in terms of GST relates to decriminalization. Yes, Section 132 and Section 138 of CGST Act are being amended inter alia to raise the minimum threshold of tax amount for launching prosecution under GST from 1 crore to 2 crore except for the offence of issuance of invoices without supply of goods or services or both. Further, reduce the compounding amount from the present range of 50% of 150% of tax amount to the range of 25% of 100%. Decriminalize certain offences specified under the clause of G, J and K of subsection 1 of section 132 of CGST Act 2017 in relation to the obstruction or preventing any officer in discharge of his duties and deliberate tampering of material evidence or failure to supply the information. So, one of the important announcements from the budget is relating to the decriminalization within a set threshold is one of the welcoming feature of this budget in relation to GST. The second important aspect in relation to GST from the budget 2023-24 relates to facilitation in relation to e-commerce for micro enterprises. Amendments are made in section 10 and section 122 of the CGST Act to enable unregistered suppliers and composition taxpayers to make intrastate supply of goods through e-commerce operators, ECOs, subject to certain conditions. Of course, this facilitates the micro enterprises to utilize the services of e-commerce operators and avail the services required for the due compliances under CGST. Further important derivation from the budget 2023-24 in relation to GST, amendment to Schedule III of CGST Act 2017. Para 7, 8A and 8B were inserted in Schedule III of CGST Act 2017 with effect from 1st Feb 2019 to keep certain transactions, activities such as supplies of goods from a place outside the taxable territory to another place outside the taxable territory, high seas sales and supply of warehouse goods before their home clearance outside the purview of GST. In order to remove the doubts and ambiguities regarding taxability of such transactions, activities during the period of 1st July 2017 to 31st Jan 2019, provisions are being incorporated to make these said paras effective from 1st July 2017. However, no refund of tax paid shall be available in cases where any tax has already been paid in respect of such transactions, activities during the period of 1st July 2017 to 31st January 2019. Another important aspect, that is fourth aspect relating to GST in the budget 2023-24 relates to return filings under GST. Section 37, 39, 44 and 52 of CGST Act 2017 are being amended to restrict filing of returns, statements to a maximum period of 3 years from the due date of filing of the relevant return or statement. Further, the fifth important derivation from the budget relating to GST is input tax credit for expenditure related to CSR. Section 17(5) of CGST Act is being amended to provide that input tax credit shall not be available in respect of goods or services or both received by taxable person which are used or intended to be used for activities relating to his obligations under corporate social responsibility referred to in section 135 of the Companies Act 2013. The sixth most important aspect of the current year budget 2023-24 relates to sharing of information. A new section 158A in CGST Act is being inserted to enable sharing of the information furnished by the registered person in his return or application of registration or statement of outward supplies or the details uploaded by him for generation of electronic invoice or e-way bill or any other details on the common portal with other systems in a manner to be prescribed. The seventh point in relation to GST is amendments in section 2 clause 16 of IGST Act 2017. Clause 16 of section 2 of IGST Act is amended to revise the definition of non-taxable online recipient by removing the condition of receipt of online information and database access or retrieval services for purposes other than commerce, industry, or any other business or profession so as to provide for taxability of OIDA or service provided by any person located in non-taxable territory to an unregistered person receiving the said service and located in the taxable territory. Further, it also seeks to clarify that persons registered solely in terms of the clause 6 of section 24 of CGST Act shall be treated as unregistered persons. The eighth important aspect in the current budget for the year 2023-24 relates to online information and database access or retrieval services. Clause 17 of Section 2 of IGST Act is being amended to revise the definition of online information and database access or retrieval services to remove the condition of rendering of the said supply being essentially automated and involving minimum human intervention. And ninth important derivation from the budget 2023-24 in relation to GST is place of supply in certain cases. Proviso to subsection 8 of section 12 of the IGST Act is being omitted so as to specify the place of supply irrespective of destination of the goods in case where the supplier or services and recipient of services are located in India. Thus, the 9 legislative GST changes that are brought in budget 2023-24 are considered to be quite revolutionary to ease and to make the transactions seamless without much of hassles. Hope the information is useful. Thank you very much.